Uh, Shoot, am I recording? Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. 5:01 a.m. Chicago time. And I am not in Chicago yet. This is getting off to an interesting start. All right. Good morning, good evening, whatever the case is, where you are. This is Sink the Planet 2017. And I'm on E. I cannot find a gas station that's open. I didn't know that was a thing here. Actually, I think I saw on one pump a sign that said it was a scheduled... Wow, I just realized that microphone's right in front of my face. A scheduled power outage. So this should be interesting. My apologies for anybody. It was such short notice. I don't think that there's gonna be anybody, but if anybody was planning to meet me downtown Chicago, I'm gonna be about an hour late. In fact, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it down there. Just gonna hunt around here for a gas station. Oh. Now I'm worried about this camera. That looks promising. Yeah. There's people here. I think it's good. So, another thing is that my headlight's not working, except for on bright. Thank you, train. Thanks. Okay, let's get some gas. Oh. Wow. This is my first Sink the Planet. It's getting off to a shaky start. Let me just cut out here for a second. There's no... Have a nice day. Thank you. Appreciate that. Alright. Awesomeness. Well, I solved one problem. I got gas. It is not 82 degrees. That's for sure. All right. $6 and 2.5 gallons in gas, And I think we're ready. Ready, come get it. Na 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 na. Okay. 9 minutes after. 9 minutes into the Sync the Planet ride. Riding with people across the planet. All over the world at the same time. Pretty remarkable. Alright, so topic of discussion for 2017 is, if there was one thing in the world you could change, what would it be? Oh man, there's a skunk. Get rid of that skunk. No, I wouldn't. That skunk is an important part of the ecosystem. Just smelly. Alright, so I gave this a little bit of thought. Just a little. Kind of an impromptu idea I was gonna do if I was actually starting this downtown Chicago like I wanted, was to find anybody I could on the street and ask them what they would change. But I'm about an hour away from Chicago and it's already after 5. So let's get to talking about it. What would I change? Well, there's probably a lot of things, and it's hard to just pick one. But the thing my mind kind of settled on was people's fear. I know that's not really a world issue, but I think it leads to a lot of world issues, a lot of local issues, and just issues in general. And I'm not talking about like primal lizard brain survival fight or flight type of fear. I mean, that's very important to our survival as a race up until this point. That's a natural genetic trait that's very important. You should not lose that. But what I'm talking about is people's inhibitions, their fear of change, their fear of being open to something new. I think people have become more afraid in society. As societies have advanced, I think the fear has increased. Due to the circumstances, I think I'm gonna cut this here and resume it when I get downtown. Let me cut here, resume this in Chicago. It'll be around 6 o'clock. So we already started on time, just not in the right location. So let's pick it up in the right location. Alright, let's cut. Alright. Right. Sync the Planet 2017. Total fail so far. Alright, so I don't think there was anybody. Oh yeah, I was gonna check my messages, see if anybody messaged me on YouTube. Let's do that. Let's do that on camera. So I am in a parking lot, a park, and I believe it's part of Lincoln Park, but it's not the parking lot where I originally intended to meet. GPS took me somewhere else. Let's see, 26. Okay, so nobody's messaged me on YouTube, looks like. Alright, so here it is after 6 o'clock. I was supposed to be down here at 5 o'clock. Gas stations were closed where I was. everything that could go wrong went wrong. But here we are. We're doing it. We're sinking the planet. If you don't know what that is, it's a organized ride put on by Dockman Rides 1, I think. Dockman Rides. Link will be in the description. Put out a video yesterday about this, inviting anybody to meet up with me and ride. I don't think I had any takers, but if I did, I apologize. I did not meet you. So we're in beautiful Chicago during sunrise. Let's go ride around. Let's see what happens. I think my low beam headlight is burned out. I think that's what the problem is. And now we're resuming in downtown Chicago. All these people getting out, getting fit. Good for them. Okay, so let's see if I can get a thought out while trying not to get too terribly lost and confused. Alright, what would I change? Just get to the point. It's a KLR. Squirrel. I'm a 80s, 90s child. I was born in 1980. So I was a teenager in the 90s. There was a popular brand called No Fear. Is that still around? Ooh, Broadway. Broadway sounds cool. Let's go down Broadway. Anybody that knows this town is probably like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Why are you going that way? I have no idea. I don't know where I'm going. Let's just have an adventure in the city of Chicago. God, that's cool. The golden sunlight, the golden sunrise. Okay, so what do I mean by no fear? I believe that fear, especially to be open-minded, to understand somebody else's point of view, is a leading cause to a lot of the world issues. Now, it's definitely not a cure-all. I don't think there is any cure-all to world issues. Now, you might argue that people aren't necessarily afraid to speak out these days, considering the amount of marches and campaigns to address certain issues, but I think that actually does expose people's fears, inhibitions to speak out to what they truly believe. A lot of people won't form a thought of their own. They won't form their own opinion. They'll bandwagon and just join in the group, even if they feel contrary to what the group is doing. They won't speak out, and that mentality of riling, I think wouldn't be as great and severe and adverse if people wouldn't be afraid to be the one in the crowd to speak up and say, hey, look, I think this is wrong. I think that goes into my belief of being a gentleman or gentlewoman. And that's why I try to address my audience, you guys, as ladies and gentlemen. Gentlewoman, lady. Traditional term would be lady. Because I think the embodiment of being a lady or being a gentleman isn't just being proper and prim and quiet and nice. I think it's being an upstanding citizen and standing up for what you believe and actually taking the investment, making the investment into your life, into your existence in this world to stand for something. That's the core of what I believe being a lady or a gentleman is. It's not just a politity, just a polite way of addressing someone. I'll expand on that later video. Something that I've invested some thought in, something that I want to portray, something that, yeah, I do want to portray, something I want to instill in my children as being ladies and gentlemen. I only have one lady and two gentlemen, respectively, but I believe my wife is a lady. I believe I try to be a gentleman. Yeah, I should script this. No, I don't want it to be scripted, but I always plan out what I want to say, but comes the time to do it, or come the time to do it, it never sounds as good as it does in my head. I'm sure if you motovlog, you've experienced that. Oh, this is a rough road. That camera is going to be super shaky. Super shaky. It is early. It's almost 7 now, but my brain's not awake. I haven't had any caffeine. I had a couple of little mini donuts for breakfast, and that's it. Ooh, as I pull up to McDonald's. I think I need to get off this street. Where should I go? Tell me in the comments where I should go. Yeah, right. Nice. The architecture here is awesome. It's not what I'm used to. Chicago was a way older city than Seattle. And granted, there's pretty interesting architecture in Seattle. It's a beautiful city, Seattle is, but this is so contrast. Every building here is old, or old style. A lot of brick. Looks like there might be a church or something up ahead with I don't know what you call that. Little cones on it. The cone architecture. I'm not smart. Webster. The roads here. Oh, they're so rough. I don't think any of them waved. They're like, ooh, a sport bike. That was for them. So, I wonder if they were doing Sync the Planet. Did I ever fully explain what Sync the Planet is? Anyways, you can look it up. Google that stuff. Oh, I should have stopped. Nah. I was just thinking I should have stopped and asked the bikers. I don't know if they would have talked to me. Yeah. I'm tired. This was the first year that I've been able to get out and do Sync the Planet, and it started off rough. Whoa. Really? think that was the car in front of that white one. Oh man. I need some caffeine to get more pepped up. More upbeat. Ooh, an Apple store. That thing is huge. That is a lot of laptops and phones in there. Itch. Oh, those Harley guys are behind me. If it's the same ones. Rumbly back there. What's that?
I like Yamaha.
Take care. I acted awkward. I noticed that I'll overemphasize when I'm wearing a helmet because I don't feel like people can really get my facial expressions. Hey, there we are. You see us in the window? I normally wouldn't rock my head like back like that in laughter, roaring in laughter, if I didn't have a helmet on. I critique myself a lot. A lot of times when I'm quiet, I'm pondering, I'm actually thinking about my actions. Ooh, there's a chopper. Do not enter. Okay. Huh. It's like a trolley. Whoa! You guys got a surfboard. Oh, paddleboard? Must be close to the water. Eh? I'm getting bored with this video. I can only imagine how it is watching it. Oh, Trump Tower, or Trump whatever building. Holy cow, that's a parking garage. Wow. And apartment building. That's awesome. Huh. Crazy. Cubs team store. Yeah, that's cool. If you're into that sort of thing. I'm not. Harley Davidson of Chicago. Nice. Hi. Oh, hello. Ferrari. this way. Time to go home. If I can figure out how.